Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Scene. Well, this weekend was jam-packed with different events, and coaches all geared up to begin their 2015 season respectively.
Yes, Rafaela, in fact, there were a number of different events all over the city that happened.
Yes.
Now, you went over to the weightlifting trials.
Yes, the weightlifting trials, they had their first trials at the High Performance Training Center, where the General Secretary Oceania, Paul Koffa was present, and PNG Weightlifting President Sir John Dawanikura was present there as well. So it was good to see a lot of young, talented weightlifters there. There were some who traveled from their provinces to also take part in this competition.
Now, speaking of young, Sir John's granddaughter also took part as well.
Yes, Simone Dawanikura. She did only train 3 days to lift the broomstick, and on Saturday she competed as well, so which was good. She lifted 25 kilograms in the competition on Saturday.
Well, that's great for the future development of the sport. Well, moving on, the PNG Football Association's Just Play program is hoping to be bigger and better than last year, with a lot more focus on community initiative and getting more young children involved.
The Just Play program, while being football-based, also works as a social responsibility program and uses sport as a tool for development.
We'd like to go bigger and better this year, and we have just finished coordinators workshop in January, and hopefully we get Just Play rolled out in all the provinces.
Now, for those that aren't aware, what is the concept of Just Play?
Just Play is not about football alone. It's a social responsibility program, and it's sports for development. For me, Just Play is about helping the kids to learn and develop.
Now, based on last year's multiple Just Play programs, at the end of it, what has the evaluation of the program been?
We had an evaluation with our Just Play team in New Zealand and also the PSP program by OSAID. And the reports have been good with Just Play over the years, and we hope that from this year's workshop, coordinators workshop, we'll go ahead with rolling out Just Play in all the provinces and to those places that are not affiliated to PNGFA.
Now, how does the Just Play program tie in with the existing development structures within PNGFA?
There's a link between Just Play and the development programs for PNGFA. Definitely Just Play forms the grassroots level for football. So basically the kids aged between 6 to 12 years old do Just Play, and the same age group kids do the development center program, which is basically football, basic football techniques. So Just Play is not about just going out there and kicking the ball and learning football, but it's all about social responsibility.
Now, from apart from just the young children that have taken part, there are also teachers involved. How has their input been?
It's been really good because teachers come from school and they're more organized than communities, but we do have volunteers from communities. Now we train the teachers to go and deliver Just Play, and that's something that they can build into their CVs. And the teachers have been really good with the program, and they're also telling us about positive results from the kids. Attendance is good, and being active. These are some of the things that the results that Just Play can do in schools for kids and teachers.
Dion Combe caught up with the members of the Amoa, the volleyball national team, and coach Marty Collins as the team gears up.
The Amoa women's volleyball team are currently in training camp in the lead up to their preparation for the 2015 Pacific Games on home soil. The PNG Amoa women's volleyball team are undergoing training in preparation for the upcoming Pacific Games. Volleyball players from around the country are in Port Moresby for the selection trial, and National Coaching Director Marty Collins is pleased with the team's progress.
And the girls have been fully receptive to that. They've really taken that on board, and within the first few weeks of me being here, they'd changed the style of play slightly. With this team, we're becoming a taller team than the PNG women's team's been in the past, but we're still not quite the same size as the Tahitian women or the New Caledonian women.
A selected player, Lois Guerrena, said training at the High Performance Training Center has helped to raise the standard of the athletes to perform.
With the high performance, it's just boosted us with strength, and it's really conditioned the girls to the type of body type that a volleyballer should have. So yeah, it's really helped us a lot.
Guerrena, one of the game's ambassadors, is honored to be given that opportunity and is excited to promote the volleyball code.
It's an honor to be able to be chosen as an ambassador, so I can be able to talk about my code more. It's a fun sport, and I want the whole of the country to know what it's about. It's exciting, yes.
The team is looking at competing in overseas tournaments to play against international teams, as this will raise the standard to further improve PNG Amoa's volleyball.
Coming up after the break, the national weightlifting trials where Commonwealth gold medalist Stephen Curry impressed.
Welcome back. The sport of weightlifting had the first trial competition at the High Performance Training Center. Present at the competition was the Oceania Weightlifting Secretary Paul Koffa and PNG Weightlifting President Sir John Dawanikura. The High Performance Training Center hosted the weightlifting trials. A number of excited female lifters hoping to make it into the squad for the 2015 Games competed in their respective weight categories. The youngest and a future prospect was 10-year-old Simone Dawanikura, who lifted 25 kilograms. Commonwealth gold medalist Dika Toa also took part in the competition in her 53 kilogram division. She clean snatched 60 kilograms in her first attempt and 65 kilograms in her last attempt, which also came with a big smile to prove her confidence. Gubahale, who is ranked #1 in the Oceania region in the 69 kilograms, also snatched 75 to 80 kilograms impressively. Aspiring talents in the likes of Connor Toa, Bernadette Dokodo, Sherman Michael, and Eden Kambai all impressed the judging panel. Oceania weightlifting boss Paul Koffa and President Sir John Dawanikura were also impressed with the turnout. Stephen Curry was out to prove his critics wrong, and he certainly did, lifting an impressive 140 in the snatch and 190 kilograms in the clean and jack in his respective weight category, 94 kg. Despite not returning to the Oceania Weightlifting Institute in New Caledonia, he believes he will make the weightlifting team for PNG, with his sights set on winning gold in the Pacific Games come July. His performance at the trials drew positive reaction for the crowds and the coaches. It was a confidence boost for him. Oceania weightlifting coach Paul Koffa says they are in talks with Curry to iron out the recent call-out. A squad of 25 will be selected from the trials and later trimmed down for the final selection into Team PNG.
And there will be another trial held later on this year. Now coming up next on the show, round 3 of the NSL, and I have a special guest who comes on tonight, former PNG and Hekari defender Brian Tuyana. See you soon. Welcome back to the show. Well, I have here with me Brian Tuyana, former Hekari and PNG defender. And Brian, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Jeremy, for having me on the show.
Well, he'll be joining me here actually as we have a chat about round 3 of the NSL, which saw 2 matches held down here in Port Moresby at the Correctional Services Institute Bomana, and over in Ley, NSL champions Hekari FC were tested against the young Besta outfit with an outstanding performance by Vagi Coniel in the goalmouth, as Hekari, who scored 2 goals in the first half, were placed under a huge amount of pressure in the second. Now in Port Moresby, a double-header is first, a Pom Derby match between Oro FC and Admiralty. Oro were coming off the back of a 4-1 thrashing at the hands of Besta in the last round, while Admiralty had had a draw with Medang previously. Here are the highlights of that match. Now, Brian, the Oro Admiralty match, it did get a little tense midway through.
Yes, it was. Both teams came out firing, wanted to make a good impression the first game back here in Port Moresby for the NSL. And yeah, it was very good. Oro, of course, came out victors with 1 goal.
It's a good win. It is a satisfied win because of the loss that we had over in Ley, and it's good to bounce back with a win, and we're looking forward for the next game.
Now, Admiralty did compress their defense a lot. It did make it a little bit difficult for you guys, especially in the first half.
Yeah, in the first half we had Admiralty up on our faces, and we have to give instruction to the players to put more pressure on the defenders so that we can capitalize on those mistakes to score goals.
Yeah, tired, come side. But I'll just strong no mind blood solo. Wins like game, so. Now I'm like game plan need a win, so.
Now, considering you got plenty new mangi lo team lo Oro, different team lo last year. You sekali mo this year or mangi oklo pilai good one time.
Yeah, combination no match fitness lo first game, so. Let down no Besta 5-4-1. So we come back no training na I'm reshuffling team again, so now game I'm go right.
Do you feel that a lot more could have been done by Oro, especially? I mean, they had a number of chances as well.
Yeah, Oro, well, both teams I reckon had their fair chances. As you know, football, chances come around once. If you take it, you take it. And at the end of the day, it's the team that takes the chances and scores the goal, wins the game. So it's good.
Well, the second doubleheader saw 2 informed teams in the likes of Medang FC with a host of young talent going up against seasoned campaigners FC Port Moresby. Now, Brian, FC Port Moresby, Medang FC, that was a totally different game to the first one.
Yeah, it was a cracker. It was very good. Both teams, as always, came out, very hard. I think Medang were a bit, they held back a bit in the first half, and that's how FC Port Moresby scored a quick goal in the first 5 minutes through Felix.
Now, FC Port Moresby were actually also placed under a huge amount of pressure by Medang at some stage.
Yeah, I think towards the back end of the second half, I think Medang put a lot of pressure on FC Port Moresby, especially down the side, on the right-hand side, through substitute Barry, I think.
Now, it was also interesting to note the coaches. You had Robert Popat on one side and Francis Moyop on the other.
Yeah, they used to be together in the same team before here in Port Moresby for Rapatona, so yeah, it was good to see the challenge there.
Now, also a couple of former teammates of yours as well were part of the FC Port Moresby side.
Yes, we had Cyril Muta, and of course everybody knows Andrew Lepani. Andrew came on in the second half. I think he had some commitments, but he played really well in the second half. Yeah.
Now, in general, how do you feel about the Medang FC side for this year? They are a brand new team.
Yeah, they've got a pretty young side at the moment, brand new, as you've mentioned. They have a few seasoned campaigners in there, young boys also, some young boys who have good experience in international level, so they've got a pretty good team. I think they just need to work hard on the basic stuff.
Well, after that particular match, we had a chat with both coaches, and here's what they had to say. Second draw. The first was in the opening match against Leigh City Dwellers. What do you think the team will take out of this game?
Lots of positives. I mean, a little bit disappointing to draw, but we're creating the chances and we're starting to get our rhythm back a little bit. And I thought we were probably the better team today. I think we pipped them in terms of possession, some clear-cut chances. They played really well, but we can take lots of positives out of this game.
And the equalizer coming towards the dying stages.
It's part of the game, when you need to at times pressurize people to score, because if you don't pressurize people to score, you'll never get the goal you want.
Now, did you at any stage start to get worried, considering it took such a late moment for the goal to be scored?
I've been through a lot of last minute things, and I wasn't in any pressure or no. I think the camp was, well, it's basically part of the game, Yes, we could be under pressure, but for me, I've never was under any pressure at all.
Now, finally, Brian, you are still a member of the Hekari team, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm still training with the team, yeah, but not regularly, but on and off, sort of thing.
Now, how have you found the performances of your teammates so far?
So far, we've done exceptionally well, reasonably well. We've still got a lot to do, as we all know. It doesn't stop there, you got to keep working hard. So the boys have been working pretty hard during the week. We train in the mornings and in the evenings as well. So yeah, we got a lot more to do to accomplish the mission or the task at hand.
Brian Tuyana, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, viewers.
Welcome back to the show. Now we have some new faces on sports scene, and one of those is a young man named Shane Soroya, who headed over to the Gordon Police Barracks here in the nation's capital as the second to last round of the Gordon's touch rugby competition took place.
The Hanwha Roosters will face on a talented Sandpiper outfit in a final B-grade match. The Hanwha Roosters would face a talented Sandpiper Sharks outfit in a fiery and exciting final B-grade match, both sides thrilling the small and vocal crowd with fancy displays of footwork. With only 2 more rounds remaining until the finals, there was plenty up for grabs. The men's A-grade, Left Wing Tigers went up against Masalai Warriors. It was a tough match, having both teams considering points through converted penalty kicks. A field goal in dying minutes saw the Tigers coming out victorious.
The final score between Masalai and Warriors, so Warriors finishing off with 3 points while Masalai finishing off with 2 points.
All the teams in the competition will be hoping to crack the top 8 in the respective divisions before the finals in March.
Thank you, Shane. Another new face that we have is Elijah Lovett, who popped over to the Hohala off-season Rugby League competition.
Thanks, Rafaela. We're at the AP Park to cover the Hohala off-season. Now behind me are the Rakatani Eagles in red and white, taking on the Bige Brothers in blue and yellow. The Eagles were the first to post points after an individual effort saw them break through the Brothers' defense. The conversion wasn't successful, with the score Rakatani Eagles on 4, Bige Brothers nil. The Eagles continued to attack and scored the second in the corner. The conversion attempt was unsuccessful again. The Brothers had a chance midway through the second half, breaking the Eagles' defense to score in the corner. Goal kicking was also a problem. Eagles 8, Brothers 4. With 5 minutes remaining, the Eagles fought back and right on the full-time siren scored near the posts. The final score, Rakatani Eagles on 12 points defeating Brothers on 4, and in other results of the A-grade match had tThe Broncos on 10 points defeating JV Tigers on 6. The Tower Storms and the BP Knights drew both on 4 points. And the Metro Rangers defeated the NDB Avatars 12 points to 0. So back to you, Rafaela.
Now, thank you, Elijah, for the updates.
Now, for more updates, you can go onto MTV Online, and we are on Facebook. We also have the MTV app, which you can download off of Play Store.
Follow Scholar every Thursday night on Hotspot, and for all your latest information on the Pacific Games, tune in on Wednesday evenings for Road to Port Moresby 2015 with Lorraine.
That's it from us here on Sports Scene. You have a great working week.
Good night.
Good night.